What's up? What's going on out there in the free world? Let's hope our notifications go out now. Let's see what they do today. Shall we? Let me turn this down.
This is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow's important, but so's making the most of the house before they're out of it.
That's good. You got your notifications. I'm very happy about that. I'm very disgusted with what they're doing today with me. Notification gang has been not so good.
That's the light bar that shows that the clock has gone off, that the clock has gone to zero. So very clearly that ball is still in the hand of Charlamagne at the point that the shot clock goes off. And so that's no basket. Gonzaga gets a turnover. And Kevin, they're down by 7 points. Let's see if they can get something going.
Little Rock in the house. What's up with Little Rock? This is a live chat for those who don't know. And we're just waiting to get into it. I'm giving people time enough to get in here before they start finding ways to try to mess up this chat. Now that we're here, let's talk about Charlemagne, the Jehovah Witness. Charlemagne has portrayed that he was this massive drug dealer in Southern Carolina, working for these drug dealers before he decided to change his life. He was the man moving things on campus. Couldn't nobody score or nothing unless they went through Charlemagne. Well, why you call yourself when you are Jehovah's Witness? So you, Charlemagne, the Jehovah's Witness. You wasn't slinging pounds, you was slinging Bibles. My thing is, how did you go from slinging Bibles to slinging on the streets? How do I know this man's life? This man's life. You want to know how I know this man's life? This man's life has been told by his own daddy. That's Charlemagne, the God's daddy. The Jehovah Witness himself. He taught his son to be, that's Leroy. Leonard. That's Charlemagne daddy. Where's my source? Where's my source? You don't know that Charlemagne daddy? You listen to him every day and don't know his daddy when you see him. But let's hear something real interesting about daddy. Because daddy was in an orange jumpsuit. Let's listen to what daddy did.
dividing men and women into different lines and checking everybody's bags as you go in. But somebody managed to get a taser gun into the stadium, and then they used it. Laura Engel is live with the latest on this. Laura, fill in all the blanks here for us.
All right, well, here's what we know. 3 men were injured in this brawl, none of them seriously, thankfully, including that Marine who reportedly went tumbling down 6 rows in the upper deck of the stadium after being hit in the neck with the taser gun, allegedly fired by 59-year-old Cowboys fan Leroy McElvey. Check out the cell phone video. Let's look at it again. This was taken by a fan at
Lenard Daddy.
Actually hear the buzz and the zap of the stun gun a few times while the scuffle goes down. Witnesses say a Marine who was sitting near McElvey became annoyed with him and his friends when they wouldn't take off their hats or stand for the national anthem, and then spoke loudly during taps and Amazing Grace during the game on the 10th anniversary of the attacks of 9/11. But when McElvey tried to leave his seat, the Marine reportedly refused to let him get by, and that's when the stun gun came out, according to fans. Those fans were horrified.
Troubling that someone can get into any kind of a public event like that, because that would be what I would consider not a hard target, but kind of in between that soft target, where a person could do a lot of damage.
As security was extremely tight with former President George W. Bush in attendance, MetLife Stadium officials say normal procedures for pat-downs weren't affected. All the entry gates. At one point in that cell phone video, you can hear somebody say, "How did he get that thing into the stadium?" Which is what so many people today would like to know. Martha?
Yeah, indeed. We'd like to know. So the man's son has reportedly spoken out as to what may have sparked his father's reaction here. What did he say?
Yeah, McElvey's son, who's a DJ at a local radio station, wouldn't take my call today, but he has spoken out about the incident to other local reporters. He said his dad is a devout Jehovah's Witness and doesn't believe in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance or national anthem. His son says he's not a violent guy at all and that he just likes to have fun. McElvey was charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault and 2 weapons counts and taken to the Bergen County.
Your daddy was arrested for $22,000 on bail, and you didn't even bail him out. How salty. You didn't even bail your own daddy out of jail, man. Come on. You ain't gonna bail Pops out? He a South Carolina guy rooting for the Dallas Cowboys. That sounds like something he would do, don't it? And he went to the New York Jets game in a cowboy uniform? And you gonna tell a Marine you ain't finna stand and do whatever you doing because you a Jehovah's Witness? So if he was a Jehovah's Witness, that means you was, Charlamagne. But he never tells you that, do it? Because you was slanging Bible. You was a fat boy with your little navel poking out. Had your little Audi. Had the little navel poking out, your little fat belly. Going down there with some candy and somebody gave you some money to go take a bag somewhere. And they're going to pay you $2. You was slinging Bibles like Ja Rule. So when you tried to diss Ja Rule, you was Ja Rule, except for you didn't make any hit songs. Have you noticed Charlemagne always switched up? First he was a drug dealer. He used to sell drugs. Then he used to rap. Then he used to do all these things. So in his mind, he thought, this is how I'm going to get into the rap game. I'm going to come to New York. I'm going to lie. And I'm going to create all these different angles. I ain't going to tell them I was slinging Jehovah's Witness, the Watcher. He was ringing your doorbells. Hey, what's up? Yeah, my name is Charlamagne. Yeah. Yeah, Charlemagne, the Jehovah's Witness. Man, you got to check out this Watcher we got. Man, it's on fire. Yeah, this Watcher's on fire. Look at the artwork. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah, this dude here, he used to write for The Source. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, it's free. Yeah, we don't charge you. We just hope you join us. You know, give us a call. You know, hit me up anytime you want. Yeah, Charlemagne, the Jehovah Witness. I mean, my question for him is, have you and your daddy ever witnessed Jehovah? No. So you're a liar. Okay. That fits. You following something, you have no idea what you're doing. I just don't see how anybody could follow something like that. You know, Prince followed it because his father was, and eventually, I mean, before he didn't follow it, and then he eventually went back to it. See, the thing about the history of the Jehovah Witness is the fact that Jehovah Witnesses actually don't understand what's going on in the world. They feel that they're better than everybody else. They saw what was working. They believed in this Yahoo nut who decided that Jehovah Witnesses was the way to go. And when Jehovah Witnesses first started out, people had no idea who they really were and what they really were doing. Jehovah Witnesses used to have a cartoons to dictate everything that they were doing, to point out to the public that they were the better people. And it was all racist, all negative about African Americans. See, what they did was take some of the... Oh, I took it there. You applaud me. Thank you very much. See, the Jehovah Witnesses' beliefs are a little different than the regular people in the regular world. See, they used to make cartoons.
On Jesus Christ is that Jesus is the Son of God. He was the first thing that Jehovah created, and through him other creative works were done. Now some religions teach that God and Jesus are one and the same, but the Bible does not teach that, and therefore neither do Jehovah's Witnesses.
We believe that the Bible teaches that Jesus carries out a number of functions for Jehovah God, the Most High. For example, in the Hebrew Scriptures, he is referred to as Michael. Michael, literally translated into English, means, who is like God.
Witnesses believe that Jesus Christ is a spirit creature, a super angel, the first creation of Jehovah God, who prior to coming to earth as a man, existed in heaven as Michael the archangel. Jesus started out originally as the Logos, or Michael the archangel. Who then came to earth as the virgin-born Son of Mary. He was a perfect, sinless man, but he was only a man, devoid of all divinity. Jesus walked the earth as a man, becoming the Christ only when he was baptized. Jehovah's Witnesses hold the cross in contempt, feeling that it is nothing more than a pagan symbol used by apostate Christendom. Instead, They teach that at the completion of his ministry, Jesus died, not on the cross, but on an upright stake. Christ's body was then laid in a tomb, where it was disintegrated by God, totally destroyed forever. Jesus was then recreated by the Father. Before going to heaven, he materialized in different bodies on different occasions to convince his disciples and others that he had really been resurrected. Jesus returned to his Father in heaven, where once again he became Michael the Archangel. He will never again be seen on the earth in visible form, but instead rules invisibly from the heavens. When he executes judgment over the world at Armageddon, he will destroy all but the faithful Jehovah's Witnesses.
So he's going to destroy all of the people on the earth who are not, except for the Jehovah's Witnesses. Y'all going to be cool. But he's going to destroy everybody else. This is what they teach you. So this is Charlemagne now. You see? This is what they show their followers. This is what they show the kids, to brainwash them and to believe in this. Now, here's the news. Most of what they're saying is absolutely true. And that's the shocking part about it. A lot of the things of what they said about Jehovah, period, the God, Yahweh, and Jesus, that's true. But what they wanted to do was make their own religion around it and make some money. So they went against the faction of making Jesus God. A lot of people do that. And then they misinterpret the Bible and says, God says, if we don't pray to Jesus, you ever heard that phrase before? You got to pray to Jesus before you pray to God. You can't pray to God. You can only pray to Jesus. And God said to do that. It never states that nowhere in the Bible. But your parents done told you that. When Jesus, period, when they ever ask him, he never declares himself as pray to me, anything about me. He always says, when he says, well, what prayer should we use? Our Father, which is in heaven. That's the prayer. The prayer has nothing to do with Jesus. And it's the prayer he's given them to use. It's the Our Father prayer. Our Father, which is in heaven. He don't say Jesus Christ, who's in heaven. So why, when he's not here, does they say pray to him and don't pray to God? Don't you find that a little confusing? Didn't Jesus say, I am just a vessel? Only through God am I able to do these things. Me, I'm just a vessel. That's it. I'm just a vessel in which God worked through. That's it. So if he always stated this through all of his acts, he never had any vanity about praying to him. They always take the one quote that God says, by you not acknowledging that that's my son of God, you've closed, that's my son and he's a son of God, you've closed the book to me. He didn't say, pray to him. He's just saying you didn't acknowledge the fact that that's my son. If you're going to say, man, I don't believe in that Jesus, dude, but I know you, God, I'm going to pray to you. If you ain't going to acknowledge my son, then you are cut off to me too. That's what the message means. See, people don't understand that, and they think, oh, well, I got to pray to you. No, he didn't say that. And no time, at any time, it ever was a time that you were supposed to ever pray to a cross. It's part of a pagan religion. The cross was used to mock the death of Christ as they took it around this world and made that cross their symbol. The cross was never intended, it was never used by Jesus. And any logo he ever used for his first church or any church, he put a fish. He took a fish out of the water, put a fish up, and that was the logo for the church. Fish for knowledge. You ever seen people with that little fish sign on their car? So where the cross come from? Oh, people making money. No crosses on me, bro. The Bible exclusively tells you, do not take a tree and decorate it or participate in any pagan holidays. What holiday do we use that we cut down a tree and decorate it? It's in the Bible that you supposedly read every day. It's right there, and it tells you, don't do it. But yet, we got to get lights for the Christmas tree. We got to get that bell. We got to get that tree dressed up. I don't eat shellfish anyway. Now, but some of the things in the Bible, they were limited to the times of the era. Like, they be like, hey, you can't eat this meat. We got to fast. You got to do this stuff. Well, that was because they were limited to the, technology of their time. They didn't have a thing called the refrigerator. Now, had they had a refrigerator, they'd have been like, oh, you can eat this. It's all good. We just put that in there because we ain't had no refrigerator. Now we got this Wilson's refrigerator. We got a freezer. Now you can eat that all you want. you can stay that for a couple of days. You ain't even got to fast. You straight now. It'd be the Bible updated by modern technology. Don't drink cheap liquor. Now, if you're drinking wine, that's all good. Because in the Bible, some of the people that's in heaven, they got towed up with liquor. And these are some of the people God loved the best. Remember Lot? The one God came down and saved, told him to get his wife out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and she turned to salt. Because she looked back and didn't listen to her husband, and she turned into salt. Y'all remember that, right? Well, Lot, he became a drunk because he done lost his wife. He's sitting in there. And the weirdest thing happened in the Bible, his daughters, because they left their husbands or the people they was going to be with in Sodom and Gomorrah, and they all burnt up, they just started raping their daddy. Yeah, that's in the Bible, man. The Bible's very brutal. And he's in heaven. 2 angels came down to guide him right out of there. Yeah, see what happens when you don't read the Bible, Prince? John, the book of John, one of his greatest disciples, became a drunk, lived in a cave, one of the most loyal to Jesus Christ, and we all read the book of John and trust the book of John as much as we do. He drunk. Near the end, he was just done. So what are we supposed to do? Forget about John too? And Charlemagne, the Jehovah Witness, because his daddy was a Jehovah Witness, used to have his children out there going door to door, coast to coast, pushing that Watcher magazine. He knocking on the door. Coming in your house. How you do? Yeah. Yeah, I got this Watcher. Yeah. It's good stuff in it. Yeah. See, we talk about Jehovah, the real God. Right here, Jehovah. Yeah. And right here, you see the artwork? Yeah, it's dope. Right. Yeah, you gotta come down, man. Come down there and check us out, man. Give us a call, man. You're gonna really love it. Yeah. So he's used to BSing people. So my name is, how are you Charlemagne the God? When you a Jehovah Witness? Should it be Charlemagne the Witness? So you witness for Jehovah, right? So tell me what he looked like, Charlemagne. How he a 5%? This fool's from South Carolina. He don't even know what that means. He claimed he was slanging dope in South Carolina, slanging pounds, slinging them O's, moving weight. And the only weight he was moving was them heavy old magazines, them Jehovah Witness magazines. That's what he was moving. Then your daddy getting beat up in the doggone football stadium. Your Jehovah Witness daddy getting beat up in the doggone stadium, dog. What's up with that? To each his own. But we definitely need to know, like, what's going on. Well, we'll find out. I'm out.